Hello viewers, I am Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal, reader in political science. Today presents before my viewers a very important topic, that is powers of the Indian President. So far as the powers of the Indian President is concerned, I have divided the powers of the Indian President into two parts. In the first part, we will discuss executive power of President, legislative power of the President, and the financial power of the President. First, we will take off executive power of the President, legislative power of the President, and number 3, financial power of the President. So, in the part 1 of the video, we will concentrate, we will see mainly 3 powers of the Indian President. Number 1 is the executive power of the Indian President. Number 2, legislative power of the Indian President. And number 3, the financial power of the Indian President. So, before we take off these 3 powers of the Indian President, first of all we must discuss a few lines about the Indian President. In India, parliamentary form of government has been adopted. As parliamentary form of government has been adopted, in India we have 2 executives. One is the nominal executive, other one is the real executive. The nominal executive is the president and the real executive is the prime minister. Nominal executive means the executive who is head for the namesake, but real executive means the executive who is doing everything, who is performing all works. So, as in India, we have parliamentary form of government, we have a nominal executive who is the president, and number 2, the real executive who is the prime minister. So, today we will take off the main powers of the Indian President, mainly executive power, legislative power and financial power. No doubt, Indian President is the nominal executive, but he has some powers. He is not venomous cobra without poisonous teeth. He is not totally powerless. He has some powers. That is why Professor M.P. Sharma once told, by the supraministerial power of the Indian President, if he chooses, he can be a real executive. It means the powers which the President possesses, if he wants, he can be a real executive. In the words of Professor Gladhill, the Indian President has so much power that without violating the Constitution, he can be an authoritarian person. So, though Indian President is a nominal head, he has some powers. The first important power of the Indian President is the executive power. In the executive power, we will include 2 powers. One is the administrative power, other one is the power of appointments. The first executive power of the Indian President is the administrative power. Administrative power means it is the duty of the President to see how parliamentary laws are executed. It means making law is not much important. Important thing is how to enforce it. Or to make it more clear, taking notes in the class is not important. Important thing is how to get the note in the heart. So, no doubt it is the function of the parliament to make law. But it is the function of the president to see how laws of the parliament are implemented or executed or enforced. If the president will not see whether parliamentary laws are executed or not, laws of parliament will be meaningless. So, it is the duty of the Indian President to see how the laws of the Indian Parliament are executed or not. So, Article 53 Clause 1 says, all the executive powers of the Union shall be in the hands of President. All the powers of the Union government are in the hands of the President. And Article 77 Clause 1 says, all executive actions of the country will be taken in the name of the President. All executive actions of the country will be taken in the name of the President. Again, Article 77 Clause 3 says, it is the duty of the President to make laws for the convenient transaction of the government of India. It means how the government of India will function in a smooth manner. It is the function of the President to see. So this is the administrative part of the Indian President. Number 2, the second executive power is the power of appointments. Indian President gives appointment to some important officers of the country. Under Article 75 Clause 1, the Prime Minister of India is appointed by the President, and other ministers of the Union government are appointed by the President on the aid and advice of the Prime Minister. And Article 75 Clause 2 says that the ministers of the Union government will hold office by the pleasure of the President. Minister of the Union government will be obedient to the President. Under Article 76 Clause 1, the President will appoint a person as the Attorney General of India who has the qualification to be a judge of the Supreme Court. Means the President will appoint a person as the Attorney General of India who has the qualification for the judge of the Supreme Court. Under Article 155 Clause 1, the President appoints governors of state. Under Article 124 Clause 2, the President appoints judges of the Supreme Court. When the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court will be appointed by the President will have to consult other judges of the Supreme Court. When other judges of the Supreme Court will be appointed, the President will consult with the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Then, under Article 217 Clause 1, the President will appoint judges of the High Court. When the President will appoint the Chief Justice of the High Court, the President will have to consult the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and the Governor of the state where the High Court is situated. And when the President will appoint other judges of the High Court, then the President will have to consult Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the High Court, and the Governor of the concerned state. Okay? Very good. Again, under Article 148, the President appoints Comptroller and Auditor General of India, whose duty is to maintain accounts of the central government as well as state governments. Under Article 239 Clause 1, the President will appoint administrators or lieutenant governors of union territories. And under Article 239 Clause 2, the President has the power to appoint a governor of a state as the lieutenant governor of the adjoining union territories. Then, under Article 280 Clause 1, the President will appoint members of Finance Commission. Under Article 316 Clause 1, the President will appoint members of Union Public Service Commission. Under Article 324 Clause 2, the President will appoint the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners. Then under Article, President will appoint members of the Backward Commission, members of the Language Commission, Linguistic Commission, members of the SC Commission, etc. So, under the executive power we have discussed, the administrative power of the President, then we have discussed power of appointments of the Indian President. Then the second important power of the Indian President is the legislative power. Under Article 79, the President is a part of the Union Legislature. The Union Legislature of India consists of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the President. So President is a part of the Union Legislature. As the part of the Union Legislature, the President has some legislative powers. The first legislative power of the President is the power of summon, prorogue and dissolution. Under Article 85 Clause 1, it is the duty of the President to summon the Houses of Parliament. No doubt he summons the Houses of Parliament. But I'll have to see that 6 months should not be the gap between the first meeting of House of Parliament and the last meeting of the House of Parliament. Means it is the duty of the President to summon the House at least within 6 months once. Then under Article 85 Clause 2A, it is the function of the President to prorogue the House. It means after the discussion of the Parliament, it is the duty of the President to suspend the House, to prorogue the House. Number 3, again under Article 85 Clause 2B, it is the duty of the President to dissolve the Lok Sabha in every 5 years. In every 5 years there will be an election for Lok Sabha. So it is the duty of the President to dissolve Lok Sabha in every 5 years. Again, another legislative power of the Indian President is power to address and send message. Under Article 86 Clause 1, it is the duty of the President to give address in the Parliament whenever he likes. Whenever the President will feel that he will have to give address in the Parliament or in either House of Parliament, he can give address. Again, he has the power to give he has the power to send message. For example, the president will feel that discussion which is going on in the parliament is not so much important, then he will give a message to the parliament. The head of the house, speaker of Lok Sabha and vice president of the Rajya Sabha, he will send a message that discussion should be made on important topic, not on trivial, minor topic. So he has the power to send message. Again, he has the power to give opening address. In every new year, the president will give address in the parliament. With the address of the parliament, with the address of the president, parliament will function. Again, he has the power to give address in the Lok Sabha when a new Lok Sabha will meet after general election. So, the fourth legislative power is the power to summon joint sitting under Article 108 Clause 1. The President has the power to summon joint meeting of both the Houses of Parliament on 3 occasions. If the President will observe that a bill after being passed by one House, it is being rejected by other House. Number 2, if the President will feel that there is a disagreement between 2 houses on a bill. Number 3, if the President will feel or the President will observe that a bill after being passed by one House, it is not being passed by other House deliberately. So under Article 108, the President has the power to summon joint sittings of Parliament to solve any particular problem. And the fourth one is power of nomination, nominating power. The President has some nominating power. So to whom he is nominating? Under Article 80 Clause 3, the President has the power to nominate 12 members to the Rajya Sabha among the persons who have knowledge in science, art, culture, and who have some social service. So no doubt the strength of Rajya Sabha is 250. But out of 250, 238 members are elected and rest 12 members are being nominated by the President under Article 80 Clause 3. Among the persons having knowledge in art, science, literature, and who have contributions for the society. And power to submit reports. The President has the power to submit some report in the Parliament. He will submit the annual report of the Union Public Service Commission. He will submit budget of the country. He will submit report of the STSC Commission. He will submit report of the Backward Commission. He will submit report of the Finance Commission. He will submit the report of the linguistic commissions in the Parliament. Again, the President has the power as the ordinance making power under Article 123 Clause 1. The President has the power to declare ordinance under Article 123 Clause 1. So what is ordinance? Whenever the Parliament is in session, if any problem will come, Parliament will make the law. If the Parliament is not in session, if any problem will come for the country, the President will declare ordinance to solve that problem. But no doubt the President has the power to declare ordinance. But that ordinance will have to be approved in the Parliament within 6 weeks of its re-assembly. Whenever the Parliament will meet, at the time the Parliament will have to approve it. Otherwise, the ordinance will become defunct. Ordinance will become inactive. But once the Parliament will approve it, then the ordinance will continue. But the President has the power to withdraw the ordinance whenever the problem is solved, or whenever the President will feel that there is no need of the ordinance, then the President has the power to withdraw the ordinance. Then these are all the legislative power of the Indian President. And another power of the Indian President is the financial power. The President has some financial power. Under Article 112, the President submits in the Parliament a statement of income and expenditure, which is known as the budget. And under Article 115, the President has the power to submit supplementary budget in the Parliament. Again, the contingency fund of the country or the emergency fund of the country is in the hands of the President. For example, if there will be any natural calamities in the country, like earthquake, flood, cyclone, or any important disease like corona, the President has the power to sanction money from the contingency fund of the country to meet that unforeseen or any type of problem of the country. So, in the video number 1, we have discussed mainly 3 important powers of the Indian President, like the executive power, which includes administrative power of the President, power of appointments to important persons, and number 2, in the legislative power we have discussed as many as 7 points, like power to summon, prorogue and dissolution, number 1. Number 2, power to address and send message. Number 3, opening address. Number 4, power of summoning joint sitting. Number 5, power of nominating to some persons. Next, power to submit reports in the Parliament. Again, in the point number 7G, ordinance making power of the Indian President. Then in the point number 3, we have discussed financial powers of the Indian President. Indian President is not totally powerless or zero in the field of finance. He has some powers. He submits budget of the country in the Parliament. He submits supplementary budget of the country in the Parliament. Again, the emergency fund of the country is in the hands of the Indian President. So, in this video, we have discussed as many as 3 important powers of the Indian President, like the executive power, legislative power and financial power. I think my students will be benefited from this video. They have got a lot of articles relating to the power of the Indian President. Again, I think my students are satisfied. It will be useful not only for plus 2, plus 3 and those students who are appearing or those students who are confronting competitive examinations. And the power of the Indian President will be very much useful for those persons who are interested for knowing matter relating to general knowledge. Again, in the next video we will discuss some other power of the Indian President. Thank you to my viewers. I think you are satisfied, and I will request to you all to subscribe my channel so that in future you will get better videos by which you will be benefited. Thank you to all my viewers. Goodbye. Again we will be here in the next video. Till now, goodbye to all.